Alright, I'm gonna make a video on PS1 Classics and which ones are available and which ones aren't and where to find them. So you can see I have quite a few PS1 Classics here. I think I have, 34? Um, so for example, I have 6 Final Fantasy games, both the Chrono games, etc. So not all of these are available, or at least not all of these show up immediately on the PlayStation Store. So you just go to Classics, and let's say you want Final Fantasy, you go to F, and then you go here and you see 4 games show up: Tactics, 3, 4, 7. And these three are PSP games. And this is the only PS1 Classic that shows up. But there's a lot more than that. So what you actually have to do if you want to find them is you have to search for them by name. So Final Fantasy. And then here they all show up. Final Fantasy Origins, which is Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Final Fantasy 6, 8, 9. Tactics 5 and 7. So it's like that with a lot of the games. They won't show up if you just search alphabetically. You actually have to type in the name in the search. And I think it's like that with a lot of them. Like, I think the Siphon Filter games are like that. The Dino Crisis games. In some of these games, if you type them in, they won't show up at all. I think Soul Reaver is one of them. Let's see. Too hard to do. Let's see. So I typed in Soul Reaver, nothing came up. So that's one of the games you actually have to transfer from your PS3 if you want to play it on your Vita, because it is playable. You can see it right here, but it's just not showing up in the actual PlayStation Vita store. And let's see, I think maybe Chrono Cross is another. Let's see, Chrono. Let's see, so Chrono Trigger shows up, but not Chrono Cross. So that's another game you have to. So some of these you have to transfer from PS3, and I'll see if I can provide a list of which ones need transferring from a PS3. I'll try to provide that in the description box. So some of these will show up on the store if you just search alphabetically. Some of them need to be typed in, and then some of them need to be transferred. If you wanted to transfer a game from your PS3, you have to do it from Content Manager. And you just go to Copy Content with the PS3. Alright, so now I'm connected. And so what you want is PS3 to Vita. Then you want Applications. and then it's going to be under PlayStation. So these are the PS1 games that I can transfer from my PS3 to the Vita. So Metal Gear Solid, I think, is another one. Silent Hill, Chrono Cross. I think these are games that I think several of these games don't show up on the Vita store. So then you would just click it, then select it, and copy it. Pretty easy. And you can do it wirelessly like I just did, or you could do it cabled through the cable that comes with the Vita, the power cable. You just sort of unplug it from the adapter and then plug it into the USB on the PS3. And another thing about these games that show up here, they have to be in bubble form. And if you have a PS3, you know what that means. When you download something, it shows up as a bubble on your list of games, and then you actually have to click the bubble in order to install it. But you don't want to click the bubble to install it, because then the bubble goes away. And that's what you actually transfer, is the bubble. And I think that's about it. Yeah, thanks.